Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the house today, Sean Stewart. He's not only a dear friend, but he's a client of mine, and he really does support anyone to take a quantum leap. And the reason why I brought him on this week is last week I held a virtual event about how to take a quantum leap without working harder. And I was thinking, how can I illustrate how to take a quantum leap? For those of you who were part and parcel of my marketing campaign last week, well, today I want to share the secret in order to take a quantum leap, and that's high velocity moves to higher levels of performance. The most important thing you need to do is, of course, as I said, have everything ready for a quantum leap, because a quantum leap can happen at any time. You all are ready for a quantum leap, but the fact is you do have to have some things ready in what I call in Australia your backyard. So today I've got Sean Stewart. He's a very dear friend of mine and a client, and he is a phenomenal marketer. He has helped so many people take a quantum leap in their business with his particular strategy. And today he's going to talk about what needs to be put in place in your business to support you now to really escalate, to really increase your income in a massive way, and at the same time feel very manageable. You know, Sean has been in this industry for over 11 years, and he's helped many people, and we've been working together, and already he's taken a quantum leap because not only did he get his mindset set for success, he reprogrammed his subconscious mind for more income, impact and more successful living, but he put the right strategy in place, which of course has now taken his business to over 140,000 literally within 6 months. So over to you, Sean. We'd love to hear your insights about the strategy that helps any business owner now take a quantum leap.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I love being here. This is a fabulous space that you hold, and the intertwining of the conversation around quantum leaps, which we talk about all the time when we're working together, and what we're going to be talking about today, and the specific type of quantum leap that I want to share with everyone watching is really a powerful mixture, because there's the inner game of the quantum leaping where you step into what you want already having been there, right? Like having the feeling tone, assuming the role of the person you're here to be, and allowing that to become your true reality. And that is the inner game process of the quantum leap. What we're going to talk about today, and what I want to share with everyone, is the idea, if you are a coach, an entrepreneur, somebody that is in a service-based industry, you might be working with people one-on-one, and you might already have tried groups as well. But we're going to be talking about the transition into creating a high-ticket, evergreen group program, and how it is the game changer for coaches, entrepreneurs, service-based entrepreneurs who want to make more impact, generate ridiculously higher level of revenue consistently, right? And create way more time freedom, the space to love your life, to do your business how you want to be able to not be bogged down all the time with delivery. And so that's really what I want to talk to you about today. So if you are somebody that's looking to get to, let's say, 20 or 30K a month, if you're looking to help a lot more people, but you've got a little bit of how do you get there? How do you get to those revenue numbers? We're going to talk about some math today. We're going to talk about why. I'm not even a math guy, but the math is important here, because at the end of the day, a lot of times people are stuck because they aren't looking at the reality of the things that need to happen to cause their goals to happen, right? So the quantum leap, sometimes we have to look at, if, for instance, I want to get to, let's say you want to get to 20 or 30K a month. Let's say that was a goal. You have to actually look at, what do I need to do to create that? And when, for instance, your business, if we look at just the therapist model, or the acupuncturist model, right? Or the massage therapist, right? They can see a certain amount of clients in a given day because it's their time, and they will max out on that time unless they're just going to go 24 hours, which nobody can do, right? So you have a certain amount of hours, you see 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever it is, you're packing in these clients, and you say to yourself, well, but I want to get to 20 or 30K. Well, how much is it per client, and how many clients can you actually see right? And then how many clients are you actually enrolling on a regular basis to make that possible? And so, I want to share with you how you can break through all of that confusion and create a simpler track to that. That a lot of people don't talk about, and something I wish that I was shared, people share with me a lot earlier than I had to kind of figure it out on my own.
Right. It's very similar to a lot of people thinking that they need more clients and they'll make an income. But really, why don't you um, think about having less clients but charging them more? And so this is a similar analogy where we are going to actually change the way we've been taught, the strategy of just get clients one-on-one, enroll them as quickly as you can. But you've got a different concept that you now are talking about. Would you mind going a little bit deeper about this strategy, what it looks and feels like, so that we can paint a picture? Because remember, we think in pictures.
Yeah, we were talking about quantum leaping. And so, in essence, what we're talking about here is an entirely new paradigm. Because in the coaching industry, there is a lot of like old school paradigms that we're used to hearing about. We know about the one on one, you work with somebody once a week or once every other week, right? And you work with them for 50, 60 minutes, and that whole thing might happen over 90 days or 6 months. Like we got that one. Then we have the idea that you're going to launch a product. You're going to do a group program that's $2,000 and under. You're going to share 6 weeks in a row of live calls, and you're going to try to get as many people in. You might do that through ads. You might do that through a joint venture partners. You might do that through having a large email list or a variety of marketing strategies with the intention to get a lot of people in because of the hope that, oh, I'm going to have a 7-figure launch or whatever it may be, right? And we've heard about the idea of the product launch, the idea that there's no coaching involved. Maybe you just create a product that somebody watches and you make money while you're sleeping. These are the things that people are sold on. And nowadays you have so many people, like really, in your news feed, whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn or it's Facebook, there are people talking about how you can do a product, right? And I was sold on the you can do a product and make money while you're sleeping thing when I was at the very beginning of my career. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And I created this thing. I put all this effort in. I was charging, at that point, it was like $297 or $300 for this very first program. And I was thinking, it's worth it, all the pain I'm going through to create this, because I'm going to have this course that's going to sell while I'm sleeping. And what ended up happening was that I sold a few. It was not worth the time. I didn't get to resell it. It sit on the shelf, if you will. And it didn't really make the impact. And also with the group models that I'd been taught, where you do 6 calls with somebody, again, there's all this time, a month or more, put into the launch and making sure you have the partners and making sure all the copy and the landing pages and the emails, all this effort, because you're hoping that the math will work out and you will get X amount of people in your program. But it's a ton of stress. People are not actually factoring in how much effort and time they're putting in on the front end. And then let's say one thing or 2 things or 3 things don't go right. On the back end, it ends up being, let's say, and I like to do the math for you, right? Say it's a $500 program, just to keep the math straight. And you say, okay, I want to crush it. And you say, I'm going to get 10 people in this. Let's say you're starting a group. I would love to get 10. Let's make it even better. Let's say you get 20. Let's say you got 20 people. It went swimmingly. Oh my gosh, 20 people at 500. You made $10,000. So look at all that time, 2 months, all preparing everything, rah, rah. I'm going to start group coaching. I'm going to help all these lives. And you made 10,000. You might be like, well, that's a lot of money. Well, is it? If you go back and look at all the time you put in, was it really worth it? What if you simply had 2 one-on-one clients at 5K? You could have done none of that work and made the same amount of money and none of that stress. So I went through that track and realized, what the heck am I doing? For $10,000, I just went through hell. Instead of everybody says you're going to make 7 figures, but most of the people that I work with and connect with, they don't have those huge lists. They don't have those huge communities. They don't have the JV partners. They don't have the Facebook ads thing down. And so if you're in that place and you want to figure out, how do I grow my business? What we're talking about today is an entirely different model. It's not based on a launch. It is based on the idea that you're going to create a group, and you're going to have that group be rolling, which means that it's open at any point for a new customer to come in. Every person who joins your group is on their own, let's say 90-day track, right? Or 6-month track, so that when they begin, their goals are whatever they want to achieve in that 90 days. And your program becomes a solution to them. But they're not coming to your program to come in at module 1 and then go to module 2 with the group. They're on their own module 2, module 3 on their own. They might come in module 5 somebody else comes in, we're talking about module 7 or module 10. And so some people go, but wait a second, won't this person be confused? All these other people are here at module 5 and this other, and they go, but you don't get it. When somebody is on their own track, it's just like one-on-one. That's what's missing from group, is the idea that you are personally getting your goals, not your cohort as a group. And so what actually happens is that, like in our program, in the program that I'm in with you, Tanya, I came in and, I have the portal. I can go through modules in my own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got the workbook to go in that sequence. Guess what? When I came in, we were on module 5. Was I like, oh, I wish we were module 1? No, because I'm grateful that we get to talk about module 5 today. And I get to learn about that because I'm going to return to module 1 in my own time. It's going to come back. We'll do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we'll come back to 1. And so the person comes in at any point and they have their own track. And you, as the practitioner, are only delivering on, let's say, 90 minutes a week. And you can put as many people as you want into it. So I always like to say, imagine this: the next sales conversation you have perfect fit prospect, and they're like, I'm a fit, I love to do it. Great. It's $5,000, just hypothetically, because we want it to be high ticket, right? And they say yes. And now you have put somebody into this thing. You already have it going, let's say Wednesdays for 90 minutes from 4 to 5:30. Eastern time, whatever, right? And now this new person came in and you have no delivery additionally because of that. It's just like, awesome, we start Wednesday. Awesome, we start Wednesday. And so that means that you have no problem to get 5, 10, 20 new clients into your program because you already have the process, the system, and that is where the coaching business is going. That is the new paradigm, and that is what's possible, whether you're at the early phase, just starting to do group, like starting to do coaching, and you think, oh, I'm kind of interested in group, or you've been doing the other group models, like I said, and you're ready to do something that actually works. We can talk about more math too, because it's just fantastic what's possible when you jump into this.
Wow, this is superb. So in fact, what happens is your client, you enroll into this, is you're constantly connecting with them and able to answer the questions. Even if they're not at that level, they'll get there before they know it. And it's the repetition that supports them with the embodiment of the teachings of your particular course, because they hear it not once, they hear it at least twice or 3 times as you have this group program that possibly goes for 12 months. So they constantly feel heard, seen, and valued. You feel not overwhelmed. It's very manageable for you. And of course, your time is freed up to continually prospect, get new clients in. But this particular meeting once a week is supporting not one, but many, and they constantly hear the message of how to elevate and change their trajectory of their lives, because they're constantly staying connected once a week, rather than following this program at the back and never having that connection with others, because community is everything. It's a game changer. You've got to have the community. The community helps you feel heard, seen, and valued. And
Exactly.
it supports you. The wins, it's the wins that helps people keep going no matter what. It's not you constantly being the rah-rah team.
Right.
It's the team.
It's
That's
the
the
actual
rah-rah
community.
team.
People, I think, start to realize that the concept that I've been in the coaching game, like you said, for 11 years, and the concept has been, we're talking about a quantum leap, we're talking about a paradigm shift. The concept has been that the highest form of support is one-on-one. It's been like the ongoing concept. And what we're basically saying is that the truth is that the highest form of support is the community plus the mentorship, right? Plus a process that is helping them get that result. And that community piece is not there with one-on-one. So it's worthwhile to understand that when you're talking to your next prospect, if you have this in place, some people go, oh, well, aren't people going to say in my sales calls, for instance, oh, well, I'd rather work with you one-on-one. Well, if you believe that one-on-one is superior, you will probably not handle that objection. But if you realize that this is actually helping your client more, you're going to look them in the eye and say, you know what? This is the way you're going to get this result. Yes, you could work with me one-on-one, but even if you did, I would recommend you join the program. So, because this is the way you do it. And now you can double or triple or more your one-on-ones, because you no longer have your personal time being the direction by which things happen in your business. And you can use it as like, maybe, I know a lot of people go, I wish I could just do 5 one-on-ones a year of 10, right? You could charge, let's say your program now, let's say your one-on-one was 5,000 and now your program is 5,000. So you replace that. Your group program is now the same amount that you were charging for one-on-one, and you don't have to bring anybody into one-on-one. So if they say to you and you feel like it's a fit, you can say, yes, I'm happy to add one-on-one to that. It's going to be 15,000, right? You tripled your rate because there's no reason for you to have to do it. It's just an additional thing. And you can decide if you want to, but you can see how by having that group model, you immediately have people up level in, if they want to a higher ticket one-on-one. And at the end of the day, like, it's the reason why I used to always look at people and say, how are they making 20,000 a month? How are they making 50,000? How are they making $100,000 a month? And when you do the math, you realize if you get 20 people into this every single month, that's a $100,000 business. That's a 7-figure business, $100,000 a month, 7-figure business, right? And so, like, it's math. And at the end of the day, you could never take on 20 clients one-on-one. So you must have this. And if you say, well, I'm going to do a product launch instead, you could never do it that way either, because you have all this marketing time that creates this, okay, I can't enroll anybody during this period because this is all about marketing time. Then you get this big pop. It's a feast or famine. It's built around like, okay, I got a bunch of people, effort, really hard to get a bunch of people, effort, get a bunch of people. And you're constantly like, God, can I get off this roller coaster? And I think that whether you're making 7 or 8 figures or you're, in the 6 figures or 5 figures, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you really talk to entrepreneurs, we all want to get off the roller coaster. We all want a business that is actually going to give us the lifestyle that we got into this for. And that's what I'm standing for. That's why I'm so passionate about this. And that's why I've created a 5-day challenge that I'm hosting next week. That's free and something that I really encourage anybody who's resonating with this message to join me on. And it's called the 5-day Break Free from One-on-One Challenge. And it's all about how you can actualize this concept. We're going to take you through step by step on this. So I'm super excited about that.
Well, this is superb. So people actually can start to have a quantum leap, literally starting on Monday with you, and you are going to take them, hold their hand, should I say, and take them through the process. So where will they find it? Is this going to be on Facebook, Sean?
Yeah. The best way to find it is just go to rockyourgift.com/challenge. Super simple. rockyourgift.com/challenge. And it happens inside of the Facebook group. And it's going to be live every day, but you can always watch the replay in the challenge. We'll have the replays up for a period of time, and we're going to have prizes, and we're going to have all kinds of exercises, and have you go live in the group and really connect in with this community. We'll take you through, all the steps of this, including how to clearly define who your next level client is for this program. What is that system or that process that you need to put together to make sure that your program is actually delivering on the promises? What is the offer? How do you communicate that offer so that people want to buy it? How do you fill this program without launches? How do we actually get people in this without the hustle, right? And then finally, how do you enroll prospects in those sales conversations in a way in which you can move through those objections, you can close 30 to 50%, and really have a high enrollment consistently into these. So we'll talk about all of that in this upcoming challenge.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for really changing the paradigm, the worldwide paradigm about how marketing should be, is being right now, and coming up with a brand new idea to help so many people. Really, as I said last week, stop working so hard all the time and be open to another way of doing your business. So with that, thank you so much, Sean.
Thanks for having me,
time.
Tanya. Appreciate you.